I had a question about the silence part. So, when would you use silence? Can you give an example of that?
Okay, that's one of my favorite topics, and I'm going to actually show you a clip about it in a few minutes. You use silence after you probe because they may not understand that this is a question. This isn't a rhetorical, philosophical question. Where can you do better? It takes some time for them to be like, you know, oh, because what you don't want to do is this. Where can you do better? Because your competitors are much cheaper. Or I have three other people who are interested in this product. Now I can argue with you. If that were really true, why are you talking to me? Or, but I'm going to buy more from you. Or I'm your longest customer and I can argue with you. Versus if I say, where can you do better? Now, this is a very culturally sensitive strategy. It was very interesting when I first started doing some negotiating in the Far East. Many countries, many cultures in the Far East are a lot more comfortable with silence than we are. In North America, where I'm from, we tend to panic at silence. We tend to feel like we need to fill up the time. It's uncomfortable. Whereas you go to the Far East and they're like, they ask you a question and you don't respond. They're like, oh, they're just thinking. Their sense of timing is, all of our sense of timing is very culturally rooted. And I'll talk about this in future videos about the cross-cultural differences. Timing is one of the biggest ones. And so if you go to somewhere in like the Midwest, silence is so uncomfortable. And you don't want to manipulate that to your advantage. And I'll show you what I mean in a few minutes. But the first time that happened to me, it was shocking. It was sort of disquieting. I was asked a question and I was confused, and so I was thinking. And they said, fine, 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 we'll go ahead and give you that. I'm like, wait a minute. I have a master's degree from Harvard, and if I keep my mouth shut, I get what I want. It was disquieting, and someone like me, silence, of course, you can see is challenging. I'm a talker. But we have to overcome our discomfort with silence and use it when we ask a question that they need time to think about to get the answer.